We don't get many bikes like the Husqvarna 701, a motorcycle that stirs up strong opinions, that divides riders in a love it or hate it type of way. A bike that doesn't really allow for neutrality. Yet one thing simply can't be denied. This Husky is a pretty unique proposition in today's landscape. That includes its orange and red cousins too. In a world where manufacturers tailor their offerings to as wide a range of people as possible, the 701 goes against the current. It's the type of motorcycle that, I'm afraid, no other major manufacturer can ever compete with. Why am I saying that? These days, the motorcycle market is tougher than ever. Economics play a bigger role in development, and every single component on a bike has to make sense. You see, the one special ingredient that makes this entire recipe work is that big single-cylinder engine. It's the X element, the binder that makes the entire package worthwhile. And if you think about it, what other manufacturer has something similar in its arsenal? Full disclosure, this video was sponsored by Insta360 and their Go Ultra, but more on that later. That engine is the Piece de Resistance, a 690cc single-cylinder thumper pumping out over 70 horsepower. This particular bike, a 2021 model, might sound like a bag of bolts when starting it up. If not familiar, the engine will feel like it's about to implode. And that feeling quickly goes away as soon as you twist the throttle. A tsunami of low-end torque is felt right from the get-go, and its big bore piston keeps on pulling all the way towards the red line. The more you rev it, the wilder this ride gets. It's both a tractor and a dragster, all in one compact package. An engine that defined the pinnacle of off-road performance, featuring a power band that allows you to quickly pop the front end over an obstacle, regardless of speed and gear. And it does all that while not vibrating your teeth off. Okay, it's still a big single, but one that's focused on outright performance. An engine built with one purpose in mind. And that's exactly why the 701 might never have a real competitor. Look, realistically speaking, almost no other manufacturer has an equivalent engine. Could they build one? Technically, sure. But this is where we get into the practical side of things. These days, building a power plant suitable for just one motorcycle is, most of the times, simply not feasible. It's too big of a risk. Think Yamaha, their twin CP2 powers both the T7 and the popular MT-07 and R7 models. KTM's own 890 engine is seen in anything from adventure bikes to nakeds and track weapons. Most new power units have to be multi-purpose, simply to be able to justify their mere existence. You could go lower in size, as the affluence of newly developed 450cc platforms show us. While these engines are clearly designed with an off-road focus, they serve another purpose. Both motocross and rally have imposed 450cc limits at their upper levels. So a manufacturer could develop such a base, knowing they can use that research and development while focusing on their racing programs. But the big 700cc single? It doesn't fit anywhere. Realistically speaking, this performance dual sport niche is the only one where it can really shine. Technically Supermoto is another, but that's an even smaller slice of the pie. And that's a problem. It's a niche. In order for other manufacturers to compete, they would have to develop a brand new engine made for one thing. And in today's economic landscape, I just don't see that happening. Sure, you have AJP with their PR7, a bike that I haven't tried yet, although I'd love to. But even that is based on an older engine platform. Plus, it's a small company with typical limited support. You just can't compare it to a global brand like Husqvarna. Ducati does have a new big single, so maybe they could jump into this market. But I don't see them going into this hardcore route anytime soon. Hopefully I'm wrong, but my point remains. In order to develop a true competitor to the 701, any manufacturer would need to take on massive risks. So why can Husqvarna do it while others cannot? In order to understand how they've been able to offer this platform, we need to go back to its origins. A lot of people think these 701s are just rally bikes with blinkers. On one hand, they have a point. That's how we got to enjoy these big singles. You see, in spirit, these are the successors of the old KTM 690 rally bikes. That's what those original engines were based upon. But nowadays, race bikes they are not. Look, the suspension is wildly different to rally bikes. Those chassis were stronger and stiffer. They offered a longer wheelbase. Sure, the 690 single has its origins in the Dakar Rally, but those purpose-built bikes were carbureted, while the street-going 690s were running fuel injection. Those rally machines added an extra oil cooler and larger radiators. It's the little things that add up. Speaking of little things, introducing the video sponsor, the Insta360 Go Ultra. For dirt bike riding, one great advantage is that you do not feel it on your helmet. It comes with a really clever magnetic mounting system, so the entire back of it is magnetic. No matter where you mount it, you can put it on top of a tree, but it will connect wirelessly to the dock, so you can always preview your footage. It features an ultra-wide POV lens, got multiple modes just like its bigger brother, the Ace Pro 2. Just like an AirTag or your AirPods or whatever else, you can easily find this from your phone anywhere in the world. For comparison, this is arguably one of the last GoPros before they became really big, the 7. The Go Ultra is minuscule even against that, with video quality and battery life far outperforming it. I'm not going to compare its footage to a multi-year-old GoPro, that wouldn't be fair. So here it is compared to a DJI Action 4, just at a fraction of the size. Make sure to check out the Black Friday deal for all Insta360 cameras to get up to 16% discount on the Go Ultra within the US and up to 33% on all products. That's also the X5, Ace Pro 2 and many more. In fact, by using the affiliate link on top of the Black Friday deal, you can also get a free 256GB memory card for the Go Ultra and Ace Pro 2, or a free motorcycle kit for any X5 purchase. Thanks to Insta360 for sponsoring the video. Make sure to check out their deals. Now, back to Huskies. Look, a rally bike and the modern day 701 are very different animals. But those wild rally machines are what allowed the 701 to exist, what gave it the head start and gave the platform a purpose. Despite this, the Husky is simply not a race bike. It was never meant to be one. In fact, this particular 701 saw multiple rallies throughout its lifetime. I remember the Dinaric rally a few years ago when every night my friend had to tighten the engine bolts after rough, rocky stages. Their construction and accessibility are simply not the same as on a race-ready machine. Look, this is not an issue with normal use, but when pushed to the limit, the bike does show some limitations. It's normal. Those shortcomings might show up when really going to the extremes, when taking the 701 to places it shouldn't go. A rally bike, it is not. What it is a dual sport. But it's not just an ordinary dual-purpose machine. That's what really makes this platform unique. Featuring a rear-mounted fuel tank and a high air intake, it's clearly a platform made to extract the highest level of off-road performance. It's very light for an adventure machine. Sure, maybe not the lightest dual sport, but for that you get an engine and assortment of components that you simply can't get on most other rivals. 155 kilos wet weight will crawl their way onto any terrain and zoom past desert scenery at the same time. That's the difference. Most dual sports are built with a target price in mind, and so they have to compromise a lot. This category has long been seen as an affordable way into motorcycling, and that's awesome. But there are some people that want more. And here is where the 701 differs. When designing it, engineers didn't have a retail price to hit. It more feels like they had a performance threshold to exceed. It's why the bike got Brembo brakes and an adjustable WP Explore setup. It's funny, in the Enduro world, the Explore series has never been that well seen, but when compared to adventure and dual sport setups, they are great. With 250mm of travel, they are also simple to modify. In fact, this particular bike had custom cartridges and a shock revalve done to it. Add in a hydraulic clutch, feature basically never before seen on any machine of its kind, and a quick shifter, you get a motorcycle that didn't compromise on performance. It had one purpose in mind: be the best in its segment, the fastest, most capable. In this pursuit of outright performance, the drawbacks of the 701 become clearly visible. Objectively speaking, it falls short from quite a few viewpoints. For one, it's expensive, no way around it. And for all that money, you still get a single cylinder that will vibrate quite a bit. It's a tall bike, making it less approachable for some riders. And then you look at the stock muffler, which gets hotter than the sun. It's seriously a risk to everyone around it, as it houses the catalytic converter inside. I said it before, we need to judge a book by what it is, not only by what it could be. And that's the tricky part. In stock form, the 701 has some glaring issues. From the weird fueling to a side stand sensor that can kill your engine out of nowhere, there are drawbacks. But it doesn't take much to unlock the Husky's true potential. But even then, it's simply not a bike for most. Don't take this the wrong way, but if you're the type of person that cares more about the colors of the display rather than the cost of replacement, this is not the bike for you. If slowly cruising around on gravel roads is your idea of adventure, the 701 ain't it. If comfort is even part of your vocabulary, forget about a 701. Not just that, if you lack proper off-road riding skills, you will most likely not enjoy it. It's a bike you need to respect, like taming a wild horse. You need to be on top of it at all times, otherwise you risk of it getting on top of you. For any inexperienced rider, this 701 can buy a quick ticket to a nearby hospital. It might sound exaggerated, but this is not a learner bike. It's unlike most other dual sports. And this is exactly why I hold this model in such high regard. It's one of the only existing dual sports that cares about outright performance. It's a bike made for going fast, for being thrashed around while carrying the convenience of long service intervals and oil changes. Most components are beefy, sturdy. This feels like a proper race-ready dirt bike. The whole point of motorcycles for me is to stir up emotions, to make me feel a certain way, disconnected from the mundane. Most dual sports do that by taking you to incredible places. It's where they allow you to go to that really makes you feel something. And the 701 does that too. But unlike most other machines, this one makes you feel alive while going there. It transforms any ride into a rally stage, a true hooligan bike, one that pumps up the adrenaline in your blood to levels you've never seen before. You get your destination and want to jump back in the saddle to give it another go. You see, that's the true purpose of a 701. It's not for everybody. In fact, it's the wrong bike for most people. It's not an adventure bike. Sure, fun to hoon on the street, but nowhere near comfortable. It can cover the miles, but you'll always wish the highway below turned into gravel. What it really is, it's arguably the most capable dual sport out there. One that can truly make you feel alive. It's meant to go places most bikes will never reach and raise the hair on your back on the way there. And that's pretty unique, especially in a niche that has mostly been focused on soft, beginner-friendly dual sports. This Husqvarna is neither. But instead it's the little devil on your shoulder whispering to take risks, go down the unknown path, explore the wilderness by yourself. In order to show you how flickable this bike is, I'm gonna put the Go Ultra on here and I can mount it on the side of my helmet right over here, so you can see exactly what my eyes are going to be able to see. Its agility is simply not comparable to any adventure bike out there. This one, for example, had a pretty worn out rear tire, which made me have to zigzag up this wet hill, and the 701 did it without effort. There is no adventure bike that can maneuver like this, and almost no other dual sport that can keep up. So far, I've said who this motorcycle isn't for, and that's a pretty long list. The thing is, there are some people that realistically can only be truly satisfied by a 701. If you come from dirt bikes, from racing backgrounds, there is almost no other choice. None with this level of support from a big manufacturer. If you value riding pleasure and an aggressive experience, this is it. It's the closest you can get to a high-performance dirt bike, while retaining the capability to crunch some miles. Realistically, there aren't that many people who really need this. But for those few, this might just be the only option. If you want an off-road race bike with proper number plates, it's hard to look elsewhere. Looking at percentages, I'd say it's a fairly low amount of riders that really fit this bike. But those who do have formed a tight-knit community around the 701 and its siblings. Nowadays, I would argue it has become a platform you can really build upon. From rally towers, extended fuel tanks, modified air intakes, luggage options. There isn't a thing that you can't find for these Husqvarnas. With the right mods, it can become the perfect unicorn. It's a unicorn that had the time to mature. Modern day LC4 engines have proved very reliable, dependable. They've been taken all around the world. They've been raced in the extremes. We actually have a video on the story of this engine. Take this particular 701. It's a bike that has seen the dunes of Morocco. It has raced in the rocky Croatian mountains. It has toured the Balkans on their wildest off-road trails. It has seen more places than most people ever will. And it did all that without any major issues. It's been ridden like a race bike and has never let people down. It kept on going. Honestly, I can't think of many bikes that could do that. Also, if you enjoyed the action shots you've seen in this video, they were all taken with the Insta360 Go Ultra. You can check it out in the link in the description or in the pinned comment down below. That's the real story of the 701. It's a dirt bike that has been slightly tamed. Most people might not like it. It's too hardcore, too aggressive. But for some, this was, is, and will be the perfect motorcycle. It's that crazy friend we all have who does reckless stuff. You keep wondering how he's still out of jail. He's misunderstood by most. And yet, whenever you need him, he's there. And the adventures you take together just can't be compared to any others. That's who the 701 is really made for. Thanks for watching.